Hello, and welcome back to the Card Man's Cards. I am the Card Man. Well, I would hope you guessed that. Anyways, today's video we're going to be doing some combos through Tistina. I recently just did the deck profile. These are just kind of some common combos that you're going to end up going through, what your most optimal would be, and some others of the site. We're going to do at the very end, do just a random test hand, see what you can play through. It does have some consistency issues, but it is brand new, so we're hopefully going to get new support soon. And once we do, I will give you an update on that. So, first hand we're going to play through is this, which is opening of a Fallen, a Sentinel, and play. With these three cards, you can basically end on whatever board you like. This guarantees you a guaranteed demigod effect on your opponent's turn. Because first you would use Fallen to pitch itself. We'll put him up here. Discard him to add Divine Domain. Add your field spell. Play your field spell. I don't know why I'm shuffling. Normal summon Sentinel. Effect the Sentinel tributes itself. Add a Tistina card. Add Demigod. Demigod effect summons itself. Demigod effect to add a card. Tistina card. Add Breath. Activate Breath. Using the effect of Sentinel to summon himself back. Well, let's put this over here. This is my hand. Using effect of Breath to flip this. Add a Tistina card. And then this is you can either add Embrace of the Tistina, which is a flip, or you can add Discordance, which is a banish. Depending on what you want, I'm going to add Embrace as more interruption. Embrace. And then you're going to use the effect of Divine Domain to dump your Crystal God. So now you have a guaranteed demigod on your opponent's turn with some interaction on top of whatever two cards you draw. This is going first, of course. Going second, you might want to play a little differently. But yeah, because then you would set both of these, activate play on your opponent's turn to get Crystal God back, and then you have demigod available along with Embrace. So that's just a generic hand that probably be the best to use on top of any other hand traps. We're going to do one for going second, which is very similar. If you're going second, the field spell does more for you. The field spell lets you do whatever you basically want. You still need to at least open a Sentinel and pretty much any other kind of searcher. So I guess we'll just go for a Fallen now. Instead of a 3-card combo, you can get 2 because the field spell does more for you in this instance. So in this case, you would do the same thing as pitch Fallen for the field spell. Place Divine Domain. And then you're going to normal summon Sentinel. Pop itself. Add Demigod. Special Demigod. Add Breath. Activate Breath. Using the effect of Divine Domain. This is, of course, with its activated effect, having 3 or more face-up, opponent controls 3 or more face-up cards. So we're going to send Hound. And then, since their opponent controls 3 or more cards, special Crystal God. And we're going to use the effect of these 2 engraved to summon themselves back as more monsters. Actually, let's move these guys this way. There's more monsters. Field spells over here. And then We have Breath down here. It's more monsters. Then using the effect of Breath to target one of these, we're going to target the Sentinel. Flip it. We're going to add Tainted. And then we're going to use the effect of Crystal God on our turn, which flips all face-up monsters opponent controls face down, and then sends all our face-up cards to the grave, your opponent's cards. So then you're going to use Tainted effect to tribute one of their monsters, do the additional normal of breath. So you're going to summon this as a level 10. You're going to overlay these two to go into their Ixie. Tistina, the divinity that defies darkness. Then you're going to use on some effects, sends all face-down cards your opponent controls to the grave. So it gets rid of their entire board. Then you're going to use its detach effect. Do detach one card, one material, and then it gains 2,000 attacks. So you're going to detach Tainted, goes up to 4k. Effect of Tainted, targeting the Tistina, the divinity that defies the darkness, can make a second attack during the battle phase. And there's a game. That's 8k on the board. These are just some generic ones. They play out differently. You can pretty much interchange most of the combo pieces you find. I'm going to do 2 just generic test hands to make it seem more active, because there's no guaranteed combo for the deck. There's cards you want to see for the combos, mainly your searchers and stuff, just to get to your board pieces. But basically, no matter what you do, you can basically do what you need to. We'll see. Alright, there's the deck. I shuffled it. I'm going to give it a quick cut just so you guys see that I'm not placing cards randomly. And then we're going to active going first. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wow, this hand is not great. Alright. We opened 2 bricks, basically, with Tainted and Crystal God. So basically we're playing with a 3-card hand. That's good. At least we have a Crystal God in rotation now, so we don't have to send it off field spell. We have to get field spell now. We're going to play the pot, Extravagance. We're going to shuffle the extra deck. I'm going to put that in there too. Shuffle the extra deck. We're going to banish 3 from the top, 3 from the bottom. Yeah, see that's 3. Banish those 3. We're going to draw 2 cards. Let's see. The first one is Divine Domain. The next one would be another Breath. Okay. So unfortunately, we do not have any monsters, which stinks. This is in the grave. We have this is our hand now. Unfortunately, do believe this is a dead hand, because no matter what we do, we can't get any monsters on the field, even if we send anything off of Divine Domain. So it was okay, but it kind of died. Basically, it's just activate Breath, set Divine Domain, set Imperm, use Divine Domain, send a monster, and that basically be your turn. Unfortunately, like I said, this deck's not that great. Hopefully the new support we get will be better. I'm going to try another one. I might do 3 depending on how long this takes, just to see if we can get a better hand and not something that just kind of dies. I normally do get better hands. It's just this first one was not great. Right, shuffle for you, and then we'll cut again. There you go. Alright, let's try this again. We're going to go first, once again. And our opening hand would be Book of Eclipse, Breath, another Crystal God, Divine Domain, and a Sentinel. This works wonders, because now we have all cards we really need to really do anything. And we even have follow-up for our opponent's turn. So what we're going to do is, first off, we would activate Divine Domain over in the field spell zone, and then we would play Breath. So we have 2 of our continuous cards live. We're going to normal summon Sentinel, using Sentinel effect to pop itself, hitting itself to the grave. And we're going to add Demigod. And we're going to special demigod off of its effect, since we control Tistina cards. So special demigod. Demigod's going to add us a Tistina card. So in this case, I probably would add, since we opened well enough, you could easily add Embrace. In this case, Embrace is a really good add right now to our hand. And then, so this is our hand. I'm going to put that over here so we can see it. And then we're going to use the effect of Sentinel Engrave to special him summon back. And then we're going to use the effect of Breath to flip this to add another Tistina card. So we're going to add, where is it? Bum, 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 bum. We're going to add a play. Play guarantees us the Crystal God on our opponent's turn now, so we don't have to worry about that. Then we're going to activate Divine Domain, and we're going to send a Fallen just as an extra name, because if our field spell or cards are destroyed by card effect, we have a guaranteed additional summon of monsters. So we'll send that. Fortunately, our opponent does not have a face-up card for us to summon the Crystal God from hand, though. So our end-up overall hand would be play Crystal God, Embrace, and a Book of Eclipse. So then we would end up setting the play to get Crystal God on our turn, the Embrace to flip a card on our opponent's turn, and the Book of Eclipse to flip stuff on our turn if needed. If not, do it on their turn. And then Crystal God itself would be summoned during our turn off of the play. So not bad overall. I would have probably preferred if this was not a Book of Eclipse, maybe a hand trap, but not bad at all. Overall, pretty good. The only thing I wish is if you could change a couple things, change these to the hand traps, because you could easily dump this instead of the Fallen. You wouldn't have as much follow-up for the next turn, but still not terrible. I'm going to do one more, pretending we're going to go second, so we're going to get a 6th card, plus, say my opponent has 3 monsters on the field, as normally, in this day and age, decks pretty much have almost 3 face-up cards on the field. Almost always. If they don't, that's really surprising. I'm going to shuffle 4 of these guys again, and then we're going to cut. Once again, I'm going to do a 3 just because I like doing that. It makes me feel like I'm mixing the deck up more. Grab the rest of my extract, shuffle that extract back into there. I dropped a card, I'll put that back in there. So I see the extracts back together. Alright, so I'm going to draw our first 5. Veiler, Fallen, Tainted, Breath, and Imperm. Okay, so we're going to treat at least the Veiler as we already used it, just so it's technically a used card, due to we going second. And then we'll draw our card for turn, which is a Book of Eclipse. Okay. This ain't the baddest hand I've dealt with, especially if how you can do it. If your opponent does have 3 or more cards on the field, this hand's pretty okay, because you can just use the effect of Fallen to pitch to place the field spell, place Divine Domain, and then you're going to use the effect of Divine Domain to send one to grave. In this case, we're going to send... Where is he? We're going to send Hound to grave, because we don't necessarily need him for this. But since your opponent has 3 more face-up cards, we can summon Crystal God for free. So special Crystal God. Now that we have Crystal God on the field, Breath's additional other condition for its effect we can use now. So we can activate Breath, targeting one of our opponent's monsters for the flip instead of one of our own. Flip their monster, and then we get an add off of that. So then we can add Sentinel to our hand. And then we are going to use the effect of Tainted to tribute the monster we just booked to summon Tainted. So we have another monster on our field. And we use additional normal to summon the Sentinel. And we're going to have Sentinel pop itself to add a Tistina card. And we're going to add... Let's add... Oh, no, where is it? Add a demigod. Then we're going to have a demigod summon itself off its own effect. And then demigod's going to add a card. Spell or trap, Tistina card. In this case, probably adding Discordance would probably be the better one. So we can just get rid of your opponent's entire grave during their turn. If they don't survive. This is our hand. If you want to see. Using the effect of Crystal God, flipping all their monsters face down, send all their face up cards. And then we would use the effect of Sentinel to summon itself back. And the Hound to summon itself back as well. So we have 5 monsters, our entire board's filled. And we're going to link overlay these two to go into their Ixie. Tistina, the divinity that defies the darkness. And then on summon, send their entire board to the grave due to its effect. And then we're going to use its detach effect. Detach to gain 2000 attack if Crystal God has material. And then activate the effect of Tainted to make you gain a second attack. So boop boop. I think that's everything. There's probably some other weird niche combos that I didn't see, like sending the Sentinel off of Divine Domain if you have Demigod or a way to get Demigod on the field. Stuff like that, just to prog effects. To just continue to get your searches. I will say this deck kind of has a hard time dealing with certain interruptions, like D-Shifter, things of that nature. Some issues with effect negation, not terribly. Droll hurts me a lot in this deck. The solidarity that I add a lot. That's any deck that adds a lot. But other than that, I think that's all the just inherent combos, other than some of the weird ones that you would get just through playing. I tried to get as much cover as I can. If there's anything else you guys would like to know about the deck, you can always leave it in the comments. I didn't mention it in my last video, but I do have a page up on TCG Player if you guys want to order stuff from me as well. I try to keep that up to date as I can. And until next time, guys, this was Tistina. It's a decent deck. It has some problems, but most decks do. It just needs a few more support cards, and once we get them, I'll be making another update for you. And till then, this has been the Cardman's Cards. Keep collecting.